Hello and welcome to an abridged version of Nationwide on the Network Service of the NTA. I am Ifoma Ojinta. More than 50,000 children orphaned by Boko Haram insurgency are spread in internally displaced persons camps across the northeastern parts of the country. Governor Babagana Zulum and the Sultan of Sokoto described this as a time bomb and advocated immediate attention from all stakeholders to prevent it from exploding. State House correspondent Jide Onifade reports.
It's really amazing how these children have been transformed from the state of hopelessness to the ones people now look onto to change the narrative in the northeast of Nigeria. And this is happening in just 5 years.
Thank you so much.
This is an initiative that was initiated and created by the Vice President, Federal Republic of Nigeria in 2016. And we all felt very honored to join him in ensuring that this project runs so well.
The project is the Northeast Children Trust and the establishment of a learning center launched by Vice President Yemi Osinbajo as a private sector initiative to address the mental, emotional, and educational needs of children displaced or orphaned by the Boko Haram insurgency in the Northeast.
I think ultimately service to the people is what our being in government is about. Also, I want to really commend Governor Zulum and, of course, his predecessor, Governor Shetima, for the great work they've done.
5 years down the line, this initiative is yielding the expected fruit as the children are now dreaming big.
To become a computer programmer.
If you imagine and look to Nigeria, you decide to be a doctor.
As you can see, this is the code we use in designing the website.
Anyone who is interested for a web application, please don't hesitate to contact the Northeast Children Trust Programming Team.
Governor Babagana Zulum and the Sultan of Sokoto, while commending the initiator of the project and other partners, want more Nigerians to come on board to assist the traumatized children.
All well-meaning Nigerians to look into the possibility of establishing more schools in Borno State, not only in Borno State, in the Northeast, and also in the entire northern region, because we need them. Education is a game changer.
The governors, the federal government, the various philanthropists don't leave these children in the IDP camps to grow up because it's a very big danger.
5 years on, I cannot say our job is done, but I can say that our commitment remains as strong as day one.
Cutting of the anniversary cake is Vice President Yemi Osinbajo and wife Dolapo, and are being supported by dignitaries, the staff and pupils of the school.
In Abuja, Jide Onifade, NTA News.
And to legislative matters, Senate is to deliberate on the nullification of Section 84, subsection 12 of the amended Electoral Act 2022 by the Federal High Court, Umuahia. This followed a point of order by Senator George Thompson Sekibo, who, through a matter of privilege, observed that the ruling of the Federal High Court, Umuahia, infringes on the constitutional rights of senators as lawmakers. He emphasized on the need for the Senate to take a decision on the issue and to ensure that all is done within the ambit of the law.
What the man is relying on in his judgment is not the interpretation of the Constitution. The Constitution defines for us who is a civil servant and who is a public servant. I want to move that this Senate look into this matter and discuss it and take a stand on it. So whether we are to appeal on the matter.
So first we'll have executive session, then we'll come back to make decision. We will be willing to deal with this issue tomorrow.
Section 10 of our Senate rules. It does not make provision for us to discuss this matter tomorrow. We'll have to discuss it because that is the matter on the floor.
Those in favor that we take this motion tomorrow say aye. Aye. Those against say nay. Nay. The ayes have it. Your point of order is sustained and the matter is referred to tomorrow for discussion.
The House of Representatives says the refusal by businesses and persons to use coins as legal tender is one of the contributory factors to inflation as prices of goods and services are summed up to the nearest Naira equivalent. In addition, a motion from Representative Muda Lawal Umar, the House noted that despite the huge budget by the federal government to produce coins, banks and businesses have over time led to its being out of circulation. Other countries, the lawmakers argued, make use of coins in both formal and non-formal transactions and wondered why the experience in Nigeria should be different. The Central Bank of Nigeria was therefore urged to reinforce the use of coins and ensure compliance by banks and businesses. Saudi Arabia says it will not incur responsibility regarding any shortage of oil supply as its oil facilities are attacked by Houthi terrorists. An official source in Saudi Foreign Ministry called on the international community to realize the gravity of Iran, which Saudi accused of equipping the Houthi terrorists with the technology of the ballistic missiles and advanced UAVs, with which they target the kingdom's production sites of oil, gas and refined products, resulting in serious consequences for upstream and downstream sectors, affecting the kingdom's production capacity and sustainability of energy supplies to global markets. The official source highlighted the importance of the international community to undertake responsibility to preserve the energy supplies and stand firm against the Iranian-backed Houthi terrorist militias that poses direct threat to the security of oil supplies in what the kingdom described as extremely sensitive circumstances witnessed by the global energy markets. Foreign ministers of the Organization of Islamic Cooperation have brought to the fore the most sweeping agendas for combating crisis, poverty, inequality and climate change amongst member nations. Mahmoud Mohammed from Islamabad, Pakistan, reports that the agendas are considered on the most to-do lists of the Organization of Islamic Cooperation.
Foreign ministers. This time, the event is taking place in Islamabad, Pakistan. 57 foreign ministers of member nations are in attendance. The Pakistani Prime Minister Imran Khan is also here with them, and the United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres joins them virtually.
Should stay as a bloc and show our power in bringing about peace rather than becoming part of some conflict.
Inequity is blocking recovery, poverty is deepening, and countries are paralyzed by debt and liquidity issues. We must reform a morally bankrupt global financial system.
They are here for introspection, with the view to promote peace, unity and economic development in member nations.
The OIC must call for additional commitments by the international community to achieve the agreed mitigation targets, support for adaptation and loss and damage in developing countries due to climate change.
The Islamic Development Bank is also investing in inclusive human capital development and social infrastructure through investment in health, education, nutrition, and job creation.
It is obvious that our immediate preoccupation should be directed towards fashioning and implementing a robust post-COVID-19 recovery plan to respond to the needs of our people.
These include economic, cultural, social, humanitarian, and scientific. The 48th session of OIC's Conference of Foreign Ministers will also discuss issues of cooperation with the United Nations, the European Union, and the Russian Republic on the sidelines as international partners. From Islamabad, Pakistan, Mahmoud Muhammad, NTA News.
And we have Mahmoud Mohammed live via Zoom from Pakistan, and he'll be telling us, what to expect from the OIC session. Hello, Mahmoud, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, thank you very much. Now tell us, Mahmoud, what do we expect from the 48th OIC session?
Well, a couple of issues were really at the opening ceremony of this session, and these issues are issues that border around the development of member nations. And my attention, because the theme for this year's session is building partnership for unity, justice, and development. So there are about 57 member nations all in attendance, and including the People's Republic of China. Their foreign minister was also there, was in attendance, and the People's Republic of China really, gave their words to the OIC that they are ready to partner with the OIC, in areas of humanitarian services and other issues that would, bring about development, in the world in general. And also talking about Africa's interest in OIC, Nigeria's foreign minister, talking about Ambassador Zubairu Dada, represented, he delivered a speech on behalf of African nations, and where he highlighted some key problems affecting the region, in places like issues in Central African Republic, Guinea, and issues of post-COVID-19 recovery, and crises, happening in some part of the region. And one issue that was also discussed extensively is the issue of Islamophobia. Recently at the UN General Assembly, the United Nations declared that 15.
Okay. All right, Mahmoud, thank you very much. We will get to talk to you more in our subsequent bulletins. Thank you, because we really don't have much time now. Thank you so much, Mahmoud. Now, the issue of water and related challenges are again receiving global attention as the 9th World Water Forum opens in Senegal. Musbat and Wahab reports.
Ladies and gentlemen, the inaugural ceremony of
the world literally converge on Dakar, it for issues directly connected to lives, water, and nature. And just like the event, the challenges in the sector too are large and global, with 2 out of 5 people in the world living in regions where water is scarce. It's a tale of paradox.
And when water is endangered, man is also endangered. The same goes with nature.
Population growth and increased use of water are creating water scarcity and intense competition for water.
Because the reality is that water can run out.
And so, African leaders here are concerned that despite the raw water volume on the continent, those who have access to save one are just in the minority.
So this is the right opportunity for us to pursue the prophylaxis of pressure around water through dialogue and consultation between nations.
We need to ensure a political commitment of countries.
When all these things are discussed, you look at Nigeria, you see that these things are there. But it's also
showing that, it's not only unique to Nigeria. This is something that is an international problem.
How to save water through innovative and better management, as well as harness it for domestic use, agriculture and electricity, among others, will dominate discussions here in the next 5 days. In Dakar, Musbal and Wahab, NC News.
Now, ahead of the National Convention of the All Progressives Congress, APC, we have our correspondent Salihu Kwanara at the Eagle Square to update us on the level of preparations. Now, Salihu, tell us what is going on at the Eagle Square, Abuja.
Thank you, Ifoma. I'm right at the Eagle Square, venue of the 2022 APC National Convention, scheduled to hold on the 26th of this month. The only visible activity going on here, as we can see right behind me, is the mounting of the stage. Though earlier I spoke with some officials in charge of the activities going on here, they said Federal Capital Territory Authority officials came, do the cleaning, and as we can see at the other side, that is the VIP lounge. There I can see chairs being arranged. Cleaning is going on inside as well. Generally, the atmosphere is cool. I also noticed the presence of a combined security team here, the DSS and some police officers. And the situation here is cool and calm. You could see the resemblance of work going on to show that the All Progressive Congress is fully ready for its 5th National Convention come Saturday. And I have with me in here one of the member of the committee. He is the member of the venue committee, specifically in charge of stage and decoration, Malan Nasiru Danu. He is here with me. He is on ground to make sure that work going on go on in line with specification by the party. So, Malan Nasiru, can you update your viewer what level of work going on here?
Thank you very much. You can see exactly what we're doing here. The stage has been set. It's going to be a stage of 3 different stages here. And also we have members of the committees here, my colleagues here with me, and different committees. Most of them will come here much later. But at the moment, you can see decoration is going on also. People are working on the decoration and the management of the Eagle Square. They're fixing all the lights and then, of course, the most important thing here is the stage and the decoration, and that's what we're doing, our committee.
All right, it will interest Nigerians to know the number of delegates you are expecting to participate in this forthcoming exercise.
I don't have the number and all that, but I'm in charge of the venue. My committee, headed by Governor Plateau Lalong, the chairman of the Northern Governors Forum, we're in charge of the venue. So what we're doing, we're working on the venue. But for the numbers of delegates, I'm not in a position to say that. We have election committee, we have also different committees, which much later they'll be here. I'm sure you hear that from them.
It's okay. Are you satisfied with the security as well? What security measures are you putting in place to make sure that, the delegates who are coming here, they are coming with full confidence that they are secured?
So as I said, there's different committees. We have security committee, and of course also, the security in FCT is very tight. We have the police, the DSS, and other security agencies. They are doing their best. If you check, you can see the vehicles all over. Security measures has been taken. I think it's looking very good.
Thank you, Malan. Thank you, Malan Nasiru. Is a member of the venue committee, specifically stage and decoration, giving us updates on the level of work going on here at the venue of the 2022 APC National Convention. And it's interesting to also update our viewer that we fall barely 4 days to this exercise. We are still expecting the screening committee to screen a aspirant ahead of this exercise. As at now, none of the aspirant has been screened for this exercise, though the committees assured us that in the moment, the aspirants will be screened for this exercise. But as far as the venue is concerned, everything.
Thank you so much, Sally, for that update. And I'm being joined live via Zoom from Dakar, Senegal. I'm being joined by Engineer Benson Ajisegiri. He's a water resources expert, and he'll be talking to us on the World Water Day. Hello, Engineer Benson, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, please.
Thank you very much for joining us on Nationwide. We just want to ask you, on the significance of this year's theme for the World Water Day. What does it really play up?
Thank you very much. Let me first of all start by wishing all Nigerians a happy World Water Day. World Water Day is celebrated every year to give prominence to the issue of fresh water. And every year it centers around a theme. The theme for this year's World Water Day is groundwater, making the invisible visible. It is to give visibility to the issue of groundwater around the world, and especially in Nigeria. If we look at the theme, we know that it's very apt and it's quite relevant to the issue of water supply in Nigeria. Our groundwater resource potential in Nigeria is about 156 billion cubic meter per year, and it's about 30% of the total fresh water that's available to us in Nigeria. Given the fact that our municipal water supply is epileptic in Nigeria, most Nigerians draw their water supply from the groundwater. And this is where the theme of this year is very, very apt and very relevant to our issues in Nigeria.
Thank you very much, Engineer Benson Ajisegiri. That'll be all. Thank you so much for joining us on Nationwide.
Thank you.
Let's now join Hingino in our Lagos Network Center for more on Nationwide.
Lagos State government is taking agricultural drive to secondary schools with a view to reorientating the younger generation to embrace urban agricultural system which can be practiced in the comfort of their homes across the metropolis. This came to the fore at the final stage of this year's STEP School Agri competition. Musa Toliat reports.
Agriculture presents the most viable option open to countries to make a difference by growing enough food to tackle hunger and starvation across the world. The challenges to sustain agricultural productivity lies in bringing more youths into farming and mechanized their operation so that they see agriculture as a veritable business venture. The STEP School Agri competition is born out of collaboration between the Lagos State Ministry of Education, Ministry of Agriculture, and some non-governmental organizations to encourage secondary school students to engage in researches to jostle for top position in the agriculture-based quiz competition.
Lagos State Ministry of Education is committed to using the instrument we have to expose our students to modern form of agriculture.
The state, through the Ministry of Agriculture, has been encouraging increased investment and the empowerment of women and youths in the agricultural sector.
Beside the competition, we're also doing equally a mindset changing. This is part of our aim to ensure that youth and the broader society change their mindset about agriculture and agribusiness.
At the end of the keenly contested quiz, the winner and runners-up have a new mindset about practicing agriculture.
The competition has been very challenging and has made me put a lot of practice in agriculture.
After this competition, I would like to have a farm on my own, which I'll manage using the practical I've learned.
STEP School Agri program focuses on 4 broad areas. These include establishment of school pilot enterprises, facilities upgrade, improvement of school agricultural instruction, and establishment of young farmers club in schools. In Lagos, Musa Toliat, NTA News.
That's it from here. We now hand you over to Kaduna for the continuation of the news.
And welcome.
Water is life, and stakeholders say nothing is too much to be done in preserving the natural resource for society's survival and development. This is why National Water Resource Institute Kaduna Professor Emmanuel Adanu brought together critical partners to celebrate this year's World Water Day with the theme Groundwater, Making Invisible Visible. Achari Maxwell reports.
With direct correlation between water, human and other activities of development, there's always the need for reassessment on the way forward. In order to present the facts and way forward, experts took turn to highlight the importance of groundwater, role of water engineers in management of groundwater among sub-teams.
The quality also matters. So we now carry out the quality test on the groundwater to determine whether it is fit for drinking and other industrial or domestic purposes.
If you look at the SDGs, one of the goals that cut across all the SDGs is water. Either it's gender, it's trying to ensure that people get water and all that. Even where there are areas there are no water, because groundwater is a source that is highly, purified naturally. You don't need any chemicals, you don't need any this thing. So it helps to kind of source of, water that everybody can use.
Director General National Water Resources Institute says government is working on a number of initiatives to ensure managing water for national development.
We study our groundwater behavior, we study our streams, we study even the land development, because it affects overland flow and even the infiltration to the ground. So we put all these things together to advise government on how to manage the water resources potential of the country in general and also of regions.
He says the institute will continue to train requisite manpower for the sector. In Kaduna, Achari Maxwell, NTA News.
With that report, we now hand you over to Enugu Network Center for more reports.
Good afternoon and welcome to Enugu. A volunteer medical team has trained nurses and other medical personnel from various teaching hospitals on neonatal health. Correspondent reports that the gesture is to curb the high rate of infant mortality in the country.
Dr. Odira Wankwo, who led the team, said the gesture was motivated by the increasing rate of child mortality, especially in Nigeria.
Was something that is called the under 5 mortality ratio in Nigeria is about 201 per 1,000 live births. What that means is that 1 out of every 5 Nigerian children will not live to see their 5th birthday. And that has been happening for a while. And based on what WHO says, that the states that have under 5 mortality ratio, more than 30, should focus all their efforts on primary prevention.
The Chief Medical Director, UNTH, Professor Obinna Onodugo, thanked the team who has been at the hospital carrying out trainings of doctors and nurses from various hospitals in the country. Beneficiaries of the training also share their experiences with NTA News crew.
We've been taught so many things when it comes to ventilator, using the ventilator, adjusting the modes on the ventilator, and even the insertion of NG tubes.
How to properly assess the patient, how to optimize the care that we give to the patient.
Meanwhile, the expert-rate medical team expressed joy for the 2 weeks training, which they described as mind-rubbing session.
I think we've been impressed by how good of a job your medical teams have been doing with the limited resources they have. They've even taught us some things.
The new ICU can now take care of children's medical emergencies. According to them, UNTH is a pilot hospital for the project, which is expected to be planted in each geopolitical zone. In Enugu.
And that's it. From here, it's back to Ifoma in Abuja for the rest of Nationwide. And that's it from...
Thank you very much, Mina, and we have to conclude the abridged version of Nationwide at this point. Thank you so much for watching, but do remember to connect with the NTA, stand against rape and rapists.